All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday and some nice stuff to start the year out so far. Our friend Marky Mark from with some selections from Bedford was in, and I've known Mark since we were little kids, so I do give him a bit of a razzing at times. And he's followed me through every job in the wine business: Filippo's Italian Restaurant, The Rain Dancer, Cafe Max, and then on to the wine industry. You know, he's now working for a supplier, but he's got some pretty good wines. These wines from Bedford are nice, so I don't feel obligated just to buy wine from him because I've known him for a long time. The first wine we had today was a Vermentino from Monte Cuoco from Tuscany, and this is a small estate wine. It's got a lot of little note of ginger and some rosemary to the apple and pineapple fruit on the nose. Really light and refreshing wine with a slight spritz here. Vermentino is catching on quickly in this country. A really nice and refreshing wine. It's a slight briny note to the finish. A very good bottle of Vermentino at $19.50. Next up, a little Prosecco. And you know how I feel about Prosecco. This is an extra dry, so it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. It's a cheaply made sparkling wine. Should be mixed with peach nectar and turned into a Bellini. And this wine's not bad, but it's still Prosecco. The Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. Hey, there's an ocean of cheap crap in Abruzzo, okay? But Umaranki is a very good winery. So this wine at $9.50 may have been the best value I've had all year. A really simple and fruity wine on the nose, cherry and plum, kind of note of a little bit of an animal, something I get from Montepulciano, but really simple and pleasant here, really focusing on the fresh fruit, a short and pleasant finish, and at $9.50, man, a nice little value. More than just a cooking wine, well, pretty much what we call wine under $10 here, cooking wine. Anyways, Giacosa Fratelli, Barbera di Alba. Barbera, one of my favorite grapes, 2010, looks like a very good vintage for the Piedmont, but so was 2009, so was 2008, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 was a little hot, 2, the last bad vintage I can remember in the Piedmont, so a string of great vintages here. This wine's got a lovely freshness to it, to the dark cherry, pretty floral notes, very forward and seductive bouquet. You get some of that earthiness of the Piedmont, some of that truffle notes there, but a really pretty wine on the tongue with that zesty acidity, lovely floral notes showing through on the finish. A very good example of Barbera at $19.50. And then on to the big boys of Palazzo Brunelli di Montepulciano for 2007. This wine has got a lovely wild strawberry and red cherry fruit to the nose, exotic spices, incense, dried floral notes, exotic, some of that kind of black tar, earthy note, but that really didn't come out till the second day, that smoky kind of black tar note you get from Brunello Montepulciano. This wine was lovely on the first day, but really opened up on the second day, a sign of excellent wines. And I bumped up the rating on both of these next two wines. Because of that, this wine really already drinking nicely, but like I said, man, it's just so much better on the second day, the sign of a wine that needs a little time in the bottle, which Brunello was released after 5 years, and it's the longest held wine in all of Italy, so, you know, most producers will tell you it's at its peak between 10 and 15 years after the vintage, so this wine still needs a little time, but showing nicely. Then the Michele Castellani, Colle Cristi Amarone della Valpolicella, 2008. This wine's Corvina Veronese, 70%, Rondinella 20, Molinara 10. Really classic bouquet here of cocoa, dried meat, sweet tobacco, dried plum, and a little bit of that clay-like Play-Doh minerality showing through here also. A nice touch of sweetness on the palate, but you do get a little residual sugar in some Amarones. This wine has got a lot of everything else, though, to keep things balanced here. That sun-dried quality to the fruit, that brown spice, dried meat-like character. Really nice complexity through the finish. Even better on the second day. This wine really stepped it up a notch. And for this price, for $57, this may be one of the best Amarones I have had in recent memory. All right, well, that's what I had to drink with our friend Marky Mark. The selections from Bedford. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.